Hey guys, welcome to the 30-day project, day 8. I'm so glad that you guys are still with me, and I pray that you guys will continue to stick with me as we have 22 more days to go. I know I will inspire someone out there. I know I will bring someone closer to Christ out there. So, for those that are new, it's better if you just watch the first 3 videos. That's pretty much an introduction, but I'll just give you guys a quick recap anyway. Basically, I have 30 days to find a home. We are a family 7. We are facing homelessness. We don't have a place to go after these 30 days. I have 5 boys that live with us and my ex-wife that we continue to live with each other just to take care of the kids. But the program that we had that paid our rent was a program under disability, and that program ran out, and we need to find a place, and we don't have a place, nor do we have the means. But I do have something. I have the Lord, and I have the power of prayer. And this whole project is basically a 30-day testimony to the fact that I know as long as I'm doing what God wants me to do, as long as I'm putting Him first each and every day, and I know that the end result will be God will show up and He will provide us with a beautiful home. So let's get into today's topic. Love thy neighbor, even if they don't love you. Yesterday, I had an incident in my neighborhood. My neighbor that lives about 3 houses down went ballistic on my 10-year-old son because our little dog that's part Chihuahua, part Jack Russell, tiny dog, is hard for us to keep inside the house. And being that we have a cat, he gets jealous that we have an outdoor cat and he's allowed to come and go as he pleases. But our dog is not allowed to, and he's so smart that I know that that's the reason why he does it. Every time he sees the cat doing it, he's like, well, why can't I go out there? Why can't I hang out, mingle, and then come home? Well, that's exactly what he does. And he is so small, no matter how many times I patch up the holes in the fence in the yard, and he finds a way out. So basically, it's inevitable. He's going to be roaming the streets of my neighborhood. I don't like it. I don't want it to be done. It's not being done on purpose, but he really brings out the good and the bad in people. It's like he's a walking test of God. And all of the ones in my neighborhood that go ballistic because a little dog is walking on their property. And even if he sprinkled here and there, and even if he did number 2 on their lawn, there's no reason to get that mad. And when he does poop, it's like literally the size of a turd. It's like pellets. This dog is about 2 to 3 pounds. Now, how much poop can come out of this guy? You might as well use it as fertilizer. I mean, come up with all of these. I can come up with so many positive things instead of being mad. But it just goes to show you the climate of our society, the nature of our world, and where we're at in life, period. Now, back to the situation at hand. Yesterday, my son, that's 10 years old, comes inside, frantic. Daddy, I really don't like the neighbors around here. They're so mean. And I'm like, well, what happened? I'm just riding my bike, and the lady 3 houses down, I hear her saying to something, "Shoo, get out of here. I'm going to wind up killing this dog." And then he noticed that it was our dog. So my son says, excuse me, that's my dog. I'll get him home. And instead of her saying, okay, take your dog or whatever, she just starts going on a tangent, saying all kinds of things to him. Oh, if this dog doesn't stop coming to my house and peeing and crapping, I'm going to wind up killing this dog, this, that, and the third. I could not believe my ears. Now, before I could even react, my 21-year-old is upstairs. I hear him running down. He says, Daddy, I heard the entire thing. I thought I was hearing things. I could not believe a grown adult was talking that way to a nice young boy. My son Jacob doesn't bother nobody. He's the quietest kid. He's the most politest kid. In fact, he's a helper. He would help people if they needed anything. So it just breaks my heart the way some people treat him. And so anyway, he says, no, I heard the whole thing. I didn't even get a chance to put, because I was trying to get ready to get my, shoes on. I had no shirt on. I wanted to go outside and confront them. And my son, my 21-year-old, beat me to it. He runs out there. I hear them getting into it. Now I'm, frantic because I'm trying to get ready so quick. As I go up there now, of course, my first reaction was my flesh kicked in, right? I want to go out there and give them a piece of my mind. I'm going to let them have it. But then the spirit kicked in and said, Kenny, you are a Christian. You must deal with this Christ-like. What would Jesus do? As soon as that happened, as soon as that went into my mind, I said, okay, I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to mediate this thing. I'm going to put everything in its place where it belongs, and we're going to call it a day. It's not that serious. But as I'm on my way outside, walking towards my son, which he was in between our house and their house, and again, it's a 3-house distance, so he's about he's in front of our neighbor's house, directly next to us, on the sidewalk, and the Karen is just blah 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 blah. I can't even understand what she's saying. However, that didn't even get me upset. I was going to handle her, calm down, whatever. But when I saw Mr. Tough Guy, as I'm walking towards them, he's already, he just walked up as well, but he had a little bit of a head start. And I'm thinking, well, maybe he's going to at least grab his wife, knowing that this is a young adult, knowing that there's no reason anyone should be this mad. That's what a real man would do, right? That's what I would have done. But instead, he decides to go down the coward route and starts blabbing off to my son. There's one thing that is so hard for me to deal with. It's very hard for me to be Christ-like when someone attacks my family. Again, that's not an excuse to do so. No one should do that regardless, but I'm still a work in progress. Eventually, I will get there. Anyways, I'm from a very tough neighborhood. I was born in Corona, Queens, New York City in the 70s. In 1980, we moved out to Long Island, New York, to a town called Central Islip, aka CI. However, back in the 80s, many called it the South Bronx of Long Island. To make a long story short, basically, I've seen a lot in my life. I've been through a lot. So that hood mentality kicks in and I just go apeshit on him. Did I do the right thing? Absolutely not. Did I touch him? Absolutely not. I just went in with the words, called him all kinds of names. I even threatened him, said I would break his jaw, said anything to my son again. All the things that you would probably expect from someone that grew up where I grew up, minus the violence. So here's my neighbor now that their house is in between ours. He comes outside, he gets in between us, breaks it up. But what added a little bit of fuel to the fire was the fact that his wife made it a point to come outside and stand on a stoop and put her little 2 cents in, telling me to get in the house to leave them alone. When the fact is that I am the victim here. My family is the victim here. It's no longer about my dog and the poop on that floor or whatever they said happened. It's now the fact that a grown adult made it their business to sit there and say the things that they said and address issues that should have been addressed to an adult. Worst case scenario, they could have easily knocked on my door. I might have answered. Maybe my 21 would have answered. Talk to him. Talk to me. Talk to an adult. Don't ever do that to kids, right? But two wrongs don't make a right. I should have been more Christ-like. And that's why I said, the name of this is Love Thy Neighbor, even if they don't love you. I know, based on my dog, okay? Nothing else. I never disrespected anybody. I've been here for 10 years. I never, ever go out of my way to disrespect anyone. In fact, I go out of my way to say hello, to try to be nice, to try to do the right thing, bring up their garbage cans if it's in the street, little things like that. We're Christians, right? We're supposed to be Christ-like. We're supposed to live as if we were Jesus, and I know that's what Jesus would have done. But I got to take that the whole 9 yards. I can't just stop there. What I should have said was, sir, that was wrong what your wife did. And it's wrong now that you are talking to my 21-year-old like that. Please, next time, address it to me. I don't care how much that Karen would have been like, rah, 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 rah. I don't even care if her husband's trying to be Mr. Tough Guy. I need to get myself to a point where I can be obedient to the Lord by turning the other cheek. You must be Christ-like. You must do what Jesus does. He loved thy enemy, and he loved thy neighbor. And so should us. See y'all tomorrow.